Are you tired of the hustle culture that constantly pushes you to go, go, go? What if I told you an entire generation in China is opting for a lie-down lifestyle instead? Welcome to the world of the Tang Ping tribe, a quiet rebellion that's shaking the very foundations of Chinese society. Greetings everyone, I'm Chris. Today we're diving deep into the Tang Ping movement among China's youth. These are not just buzzwords. They're a lifestyle choice that's challenging the status quo. We'll explore how this phenomenon emerged, why it's a form of silent resistance, and what it means for China's future. If you find this video interesting, please support us by hitting the like button. Now let's get started. The term Tang Ping has become a social phenomenon in China. Translated to English, it means to lie down. This refers to a lifestyle characterized by low motivation and minimal desires, rapidly gaining traction among young Chinese. They opt not to marry, have children, buy houses or cars, or consume excessively. Instead, they work minimally and lead simple lives. This is a lifestyle of low aspirations and low desires. In the past, China was difficult to compare with other developed countries due to strict government control over information. However, with its reform and open-door policies, it has experienced tremendous economic growth and is now considered to be a cultural leader with TikTok, along with its rapid economic growth. China also faces a significant generational gap on the social front. The Tang Ping tribe in China represents, in a sense, the fiercest form of resistance. Aware that public demonstrations would lead to suppression by authorities, Chinese youth have opted for passive resistance. They avoid actions that could lead to punishment, and instead choose to rebel by doing nothing. This way of life has not only spread like a culture but has also become a trend. Unable to stand up against the system yet unwilling to kneel, they choose to lie down instead. The Tang Ping tribe's lying down is not quite the same as falling out of love or falling out of consumption. It is more rebellious and aggressive, refusing to be a tool of other people's money-making or a slave to be exploited. The basic policy of the 6 non-sleepers is to not buy a house, buy a car, fall in love, get married, have children, or consume. It's a conscious lifestyle choice, not an act of giving up. The Tang Ping liken themselves to chives. In China, chives that grow back, no matter how often they're cut, are sometimes used to symbolize insignificance. However, the Tang Ping see themselves as a type of chive that lies down, symbolizing a resistance so resilient that not even the sickliest symbol of the Communist Party can cut it off. Also, for many years, China has enforced a 996 workday system, with a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. work week, 6 days a week. In recent years, however, the 996 workday has been the subject of a number of public protests and a strong backlash from the younger generation. A popular phrase circulating among them states, "If you don't work for 3 months, the Communist Party's power will wane. Don't work for 6 months, and a new China will emerge." The Chinese Communist Party feels threatened by these developments, yet it finds itself unable to punish the Tang Ping because technically they have done nothing wrong. The Tang Ping tribe first gained public attention around February 2020 and has since been a frequent topic of discussion on Weibo, a short text-integrated social networking service that is also known as China's version of Twitter. When a Tang Ping began to boom after a post by an internet user titled, "Tang Ping is Justice." The post included comments like, "I haven't worked for 2 years and I don't see anything wrong with it. And I am constantly pressured by comparisons with my surroundings and traditional values." But that's just an old habit of adults. The news and search rankings are filled with silly gossip about celebrity scandals and what their kids are up to. This only turns us into NPC in a game, before becoming mere puppets controlled by invisible forces. Some choose to lie down like Daijins and do nothing. Tang Ping is the action of a wise man. Although the sentence was quickly deleted, it quickly spread and Tang Ping became a buzzword. What explains the Chinese youth's strong identification with this movement? First, I would like to look back at the massive demonstrations against the zero corona policy in major Chinese cities in 2022. the public was frustrated by the strict corona measures, including sudden lockdowns, prolonged quarantines, and repeated large-scale inspection. There were a series of street demonstrations of several hundred people throughout China, and even an unusual demonstration calling for Xi Jinping's resignation in China, where criticism of the government is a criminal act. At first glance, these demonstrations appear to have been caused by strict zero-corona measures. But in fact, there are other reasons. The demonstrators at this time were young Chinese youths. They had a more important objective than lifting the lockdown. They were disappointed by the harsh competition and high unemployment, and they wanted to express their anger at being the generation that bears all the burdens of the pandemic, rising housing prices, and economic slowdown. Bloomberg describes them as the unluckiest generation in modern China. In fact, the majority of those who call themselves the Tang Ping tribe were born between the 1990s and 2010s. They are the generation most affected by China's economic slowdown and the ongoing pandemic. In early 2010, when today's Chinese youth began to enter the workforce, China's high-growth period came to an end. It reached a certain size and began to slow down. During the high-growth period, they graduated from college, supported by the educational fervor of their parents, who did not have the wherewithal to pass top universities. The market was flooded with college graduates with similar or identical specifications, and the problem of employment difficulties for college graduates began to emerge. However, the corona disaster caused companies to begin mass layoffs and to stop hiring new graduates. The labor market was flooded with people with careers, and they tried to find new employment somehow, even at a reduced annual salary to support their families. In 2023, China witnessed a record 11.58 million university graduates. Despite this, the youth unemployment rate has soared to an alarming 20%. Conversely, however, housing prices and commodity prices have risen, with unemployment at an all-time high and prices rising. Young people, feeling misunderstood by their parents and trapped by their circumstances, are increasingly choosing the Tang Ping lifestyle. What started as a movement among fresh graduates and university students struggling in the job market has expanded to include even the elite graduates of prestigious universities, working in large companies who are also affected by the 996 work culture. The fact that China has a deep-rooted custom where one cannot get ahead without gangxi or so-called connections has also contributed to the quiet marginalization of young people as mere products in a monopolistic society. Tang Pingism has also spread more widely, with leading Chinese entrepreneurs speaking out in favor of long working hours, asking whether it is possible to achieve the success one desires without spending special effort and time on long hours. While this may be a valid opinion in socialist China, it was criticized as capitalistic and disregardful of workers. If individuals can't sustain themselves, they can't contribute to society either. No matter how many whips we crack, if the slaves don't wake up, it is meaningless. We do no work, we do nothing, we just state, he said. The Chinese government, on the other hand, is growing increasingly concerned about this. As I mentioned earlier, there is no way or excuse to suppress them. The Tang Ping are not aggressive toward the government, nor are they demanding reforms or welfare. The Tang Ping earn only the minimum amount of money necessary for their livelihood, and live a life of frugality, spending as little as possible. They also share on social networking sites how they reduce their monthly consumption to tens of dollars or hobbies that don't cost much. This trend away from monocommodity consumption is expected to further depress domestic demand-related companies in China, and restaurants are also shrinking in size. The youth generation, disappointed by this unforgiving reality, and the preceding generation, which does not understand this, do not want to understand the youth in China, who have opted out of societal expectation. The term Tang Ping is heavily restricted on the internet, and state media has labeled it as shameful, proclaiming, "A life of struggle is a happy life." What happens if you choose to lie down every time you face difficulties? They criticize the term. How did the Tang Ping tribe react to this? They did not express their anger, they did not make any statement, they remained silent. They simply lay down and showed no reaction. If you are going to be defeated anyway, it is better to be closer to the starting line than near the finish line. This has been a look at the Tang Ping tribe, a group of demotivated Chinese youth who have chosen to lie down rather than participate in a race. They feel they can't win. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content. Take care and see you in the next video. Goodbye!